Hey, welcome to Rapid Flow. My name is Eric, I'm the founder. Thank you very much for getting our products. This is a quick getting started video to show you how you can get up and running on your system. Okay, so when you order from us, you get an email that says your Rapid Flow downloads are ready. There's a big download button. Please keep this email handy or save this link because this will always update itself when we launch new products, so you will have access to the latest versions. Once you click that, you will come to this download page, and some people have said, oh, this is a bit confusing, there's so many different things in there. I'm working on fixing this a bit, but I basically just want to offer you maximum value. But the main thing that you need is, of course, the template, which is marked RF something or other, with its accompanying sample packs for the DAW that you're using, whether it's Ableton 11 or Standard 9 or Standard 11. There are FAQs in Spanish, German, and English, because that's the languages we offer. There's some key command wallpapers, and then there's a video explanation of the template in Spanish, in German, and in English. I cannot stress enough how important it is to watch one of these videos to really understand how the template works and why it's set up that way. There's a lot of sound engineering explanations in here also. So please don't skip that, because it's going to mean that you're going to be able to get really great results from the template much faster. There's a video which is just for fun, which is like just how I make a track in an hour using the template. And if you're on Ableton 11 Suite Suite, you can actually open that project. That's it. That's everything that's in there. So I hope that helps you to understand this. Sorry, I can't make the structure any clearer. I am working on that, but it's something to do with our provider. So I've gone ahead and downloaded the DAW pack, and we're going to unpack the Ableton 11 pack. And let's start with that. If you're on another DAW, all of this is going to be the same. I'm going to open them in a sec, so you can skip forward if you want to see it for another DAW, but it's basically the same. If you know how to use your DAW and open a project, you're going to be fine. So we're now opening the Ableton 11 project in my case, and there we go. That is what you should see. I'm just going to blend away the inputs so that it's a little bit easier for you to get an overview. And in essence, what you have, actually I'm going to blend away the sends as well. What you have are 8 tracks that you can control with your controller, and you can make up your whole track sketch using just that. The tracks that you already see in there are split into blocks of 4 scenes, and they're just demo tracks. They're just there to give you an idea of how the template works. I think it's maybe worth keeping the MIDI of, the drums, but all this other stuff here, all the audio, once you know how the template works, I would just erase it. If you have bought the Power Pack or the low-end bundle or any of our other bundles, including sample instruments, you will find, for example, here, the analog kick drums. There's 3 layers. There's fully processed, digitally processed, meaning denoise, etc., and then there's unprocessed. The fully processed ones have gone through all the outboard gear, so I would just use these cells to begin with. At the end, you will find the other instruments that you may have gotten, which is our ARP 2600 bass, which is a short percussive bass that we've sampled note by note, so you can see all the notes that we use to make that instrument. And then there's also a SEM sustained bass, again, where you can see note by note really the effort we went to capture that device as accurately as possible. Of course, those samples are looped, so you can play them really long. I cannot stress how much work this is, but it sounds really cool. It's very, very close to the original. So those are the instruments that come additionally, and there will be more, I'm sure. We will be adding them at the end here. Then there is the audio tracks. Actually, this is still a MIDI track, which is again just basic instruments to get you started. So there's some kicks, some hi-hats, and some snares and claps in there, so that you get your basic percussion going. And these tracks 3 to 8 are audio tracks. And the idea is that you go to the compose section and create some kind of a sound, or maybe you record it, or you load some plugins in here. You make a sound, you record it into audio, so you resample it internally. Usually I resample from the super channel as an input, so that I get a certain amount of processing already, but you can just also resample the sound as you make it here. And then once you have it the way you want it, just drop it as an audio file into your next track sketch. Please note that there's a lot of gain structure going in the template, so you don't need to make your source file super loud. For example, the kick drums peak around minus 12 dB full scale, including the 6 dB boost on the fader. So make sure that you try to match the loudness of the way that we've done our samples, otherwise you're going to overload all the processing that comes behind. So yeah, just create your sounds that you're going to use for your track. There's some groove and drum, bass and groove possibilities, percussion, and then 3 sounds for melodic harmonic sounds, and then 1 for atmospheric sounds. Drop them into a new scene, and you're on your way. And then you can control it using your controller and kind of get a feeling for how your track will sound. There is a super channel which is connected to all the live performance effects that is already mapped in many cases if you have an APC to your outboard gear. If you want to know how to set up the ABC, please check the long video that's included in your downloads. And then of course there is a mastering chain, and this is what gets the sound to be the way it is when you come out of Ableton. All of this is explained in a lot more detail in the overview video that's included. That's almost an hour, but I just want to give you a quick start here. Now, something that we have noticed is that sometimes it comes up that there are missing files. That is because we realized the project had gotten really big because we kept erasing stuff, and I didn't find a clean way at that time. You see here it's giving you 164 missing files. To remove them cleanly. I'm in the process of cleaning all of this up. Don't worry about it if you get this, because everything's there that you need to use the template. Anyway, the audio files are only demo files and my demo track. There's nothing in there essential. The most essential stuff is, of course, the sampled instruments. They're definitely in there. The kick drums, but all of these audio files here are just for demo purposes. So ignore this, it doesn't matter. I'm working on fixing that. But yeah, you can just go with using the template without worrying about this. So yeah, let's have a quick listen. So as you can maybe see, I'm able to control the template using my controller. Yeah. So that is what we can do with Ableton. Now let's jump over to another DAW and see what it looks like there. I'm going to open the template for FL Studio next. FL Studio, of course, looks and works quite different, but all the sound engineering setups that we've done in all the other DAWs are there. It just doesn't have such a great looping function like, or loop-based sort of structure like Ableton or Bitwig, for example, has, or Logic. But again, you will find a mastering channel, a super channel for your live performance effects. In the super channel, you will find a patcher, which is the effects that we use for doing the live performance. And if you map this master macro controller to your control surface, you will have exactly the influence that we have in the other DAWs. So low cut, high cut, washout, reverb, all these things are right there for you to play with. Again, there's like a kick drum sound, percussions, open sounds, you know, different variations of drums, then we have groove, percussion, a lead sound, a harmony, a vocal or a hook, and the atmospheric sound. So it's exactly the same structure that you've seen, but just using a more left to right sequencing setup because of the way Fruity Loops works or FL Studio works. But all of those tracks have all of their sound engineering set up so that you get a great sound. If you go in here, you will see all kinds of things that we've done to make sure that that track sounds really great once you start dropping your own audio clips into it. Yeah, so that's it's always the same. That's exactly how it works with FL Studio. I'm going to open now the Logic Pro. So here you again see a very similar loop-based workflow. you have demo tracks again spread out over the project. You have a basic kit that we've used to make the demos, a bass track for audio, groove, percussion, lead, harmony. You see it's exactly the same structure. The super channel for live performance effects, which already has all the macros available to you. You just have to map your key commands. If you don't know how to do this, which most people don't, it's a huge undertaking on Logic. It's described in the 1 hour long video. It's really complicated, so before you mess with this, please look at that segment of the video. It's even marked on YouTube because it's so complex with Logic. It took me ages to figure out how to do it. There's a master channel that gives you all the processing that you need to get a really loud master out of your project. Yeah, a reference workflow, some sidechain possibilities, and then again here you will find the compose section, and in that is your instruments. So in that you will find the kick, the short percussive ARP 2600 bass and the SEM bass. They're all there for you to use. So we've spent weeks literally matching all of these templates so they sound the same. And yeah, we got really close on all of them, which is really great. And yeah, for the rest, here is your workflow to work with cells and to interact with it in real time using your controller. All of it is explained in the video that comes with your downloads if you got the Logic pack. And the final one is Bitwig. Let's boot up Bitwig. Yeah, Bitwig, of course, it is very close to the way Ableton works. It sounds really quite incredible. I think Bitwig is very punchy and very controlled in the low end. That was one DAW actually that, in my opinion, had a slight advantage in the way it sounded. It's the reason why I'm now personally actually switching to Bitwig. I actually really like the interface on it also. But yeah, it also sounds really punchy, really great summing. So again, here you will see your basic drum and kick channel, which in this case is just our rapid flow basic sounds, some kicks, some hi-hats, and some snares and claps. Your audio channel for bass, groove, percussions, lead, harmony, vocal, and Atmo. If I go, for example, into this lead, you can see there's a whole chain already set up there with limiting and everything, just to make sure that you don't create sounds that are too loud for the template and will unbalance it. There's again a super channel for live performance. You can just map these 7 macros to your controllers. All of this is shown in the Bitwig video, so please download it and have a look. Then you can interact with all of this live performance stuff. There's a mastering chain, which again will get you a really great sound out of Bitwig without breaking your head. Let's have a listen. So yeah, there's your mastering for you, a sidechain setup so that you can sidechain any sound in your template. It's all set up. All you have to do is just drop this plug into it. A referencing setup, and again a compose segment where you go in, you create your sounds, you load the thousands of plugins, and once you have it really the way you want it, you make a loop. Can be long, can be short, can be a whole track loop if that's what you need, and you just drop it into one of the cells on the left. I would do all the processing in the compose section. Here is the analog kick drums pack if you bought it with one of our additional bundles. The RF 2600 pack, which is the short percussive bass, which sounds really cool. And then the SEM bass. Let's have a quick listen to them. I'm going to mute. So there you go, that's the sampled instruments. Again, these are sampled note by note. They're really detailed. It sounds exactly like the SEM clone I have in my studio or like the ARP 2600 punchy bass. It's all pre-mixed. All you have to do is just drop your MIDI notes in there and you're ready to go. As you see, all the faders generally live at the top for instruments, and when they're all the way at the top, the mix will sound the way it's intended and balanced. The reason why we do this is so that when you need to get back to your mix, all you have to do is just shove all your faders up at the top of your controller and you're done. Thanks to Paul Kalkbrenner for that really cool little hack. Yeah, so that's it. Lovely people. If you want to learn more how we do real-time sequencing into the DAW using the controller, please watch the included videos. It's all explained in that. This is just meant to be a short introduction video to get you up and running and get an overview of the tracks and how they're set up. Okay, I hope this has been helpful, and yeah, that the things that we do help you in the studio to be more creative, to have a lot more fun, to get more consistently high quality mixes. Thanks again for your support. We're super grateful if you are willing to leave us a feedback. You're going to get an automated email in a few days so that you can leave us a feedback on the product. Of course, it helps us a lot when others come and they see your feedback. If you add a picture to it, we can feature it on the homepage if you would like that. Of course, anonymous. We don't mention any last names or anything like that. Yeah, so thank you so much again for being part of the Rapid Flow experiment, movement, idea, workflow. And yeah, we'll see you either on our YouTube channel, which is linked on our homepage, on our Discord, again, linked at the bottom of our homepage. And if you have any questions or if you're stuck, just shoot us an email on support@rapidflow.shop and I or someone else will be there to help you immediately. Okay, take care. Have a good one. Bye-bye.